Yeah, I'm gonna go to an arcade right now. I'm gonna play Smash the Minion. You know that game where you have this hammer and you literally smash those minion with things like on the holes. Yeah. After seeing this movie, I'm gonna angrily play that game, like as if I'm literally smashing the minions. Yep, I saw it. I saw it, and you've all been waiting for this moment, haven't you? Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Studios here, and I am here today to do something I wish I've done a long time ago on my channel. Because, yeah, this is not a rant, not a biggest rant, and not even an extreme rant. This is an extreme epic rant. Yep, my very first extreme epic rant on my channel. Yes, I will do extreme rants on my channel, but yeah, I will say that X-Men Origins Wolverine could have gotten an extreme rant, but but I think that Despicable Me 4 deserves to be the movie to start my extreme rant slash extreme epic rant. So anyways, let's get this on. So this Despicable Me 4, oh sorry, Fuck Me 4, as I like to call it. Yeah, but I'll call it Despicable Me 4 throughout the review, but Fuck Me 4 would be like my own personal mockery name for it. So yeah, Despicable Me 4 is the fourth installment in this tiresome franchise and the sixth entry overall with the other Despicable Me movies, plus the unnecessary Minion movie. And it came out in the year 2024 and is directed by Chris Renaud, who is one of the absolute worst directors ever. Maybe the worst director in general. But I'd have to think about it because at least he directed the first Despicable Me movies, and it stars Steve Carell, Kristen Wiig, Joey King, Will Ferrell, Sofia Vergara, Miranda Cosgrove, Dana Geyer, Madison Poland, Pierre Coffin, Steve Coogan, Stephen Colbert, Chloe Feynman, Joe Madigo, Jason Segel, Benjamin Brad, Trey Parker, Sandra Bullock, John Hamm, Taraji P. Henson, Russell Brand, etc. And so the film tells the story. Oh, sorry, if this is even a plot. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to summarize this one. Oh boy, this is gonna be torturous. So yeah, the film starts off with Gru going into this villain school reunion party where it's basically the school that the Gru went to as a kid, like school for villains, and there he meets his old rival Maxime Lamal, who apparently wins the award for best villain and yes, so Gru out of jealousy reveals to the entire school that he's actually not a villain but rather a part of the anti-villain league. And so yeah, he fights Maxime Lamal and gets him arrested for it. But then suddenly Maxime Lamal escapes prison and is on a hunt for Gru. So in order for Gru to not be caught by Maxime Lamal, he must Salas Rambotan brings Gru and his family into this small and unpopular town called Mayflower, where they basically disguise themselves by changing their names and their identity. And so yeah, and meanwhile, Silas basically creates superheroes out of minions called the Mega Minions, but then they wreak havoc. And so like the experiment fails. And so back in Mayflower, Lucy becomes a hairstylist while the girls do karate. Yeah, and so Gru is like a tennis player. And also he meets this girl named Poppy Prescott, who is Gru's who apparently is this fangirl cliche. You see in movies where this girl fangirls the main character and wants to be like him. Basically like Keiko from Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate, but yeah. But honestly, she makes Keiko look like Riley from Inside Out 2 in comparison. I'll talk more about that later. And so they go on this heist to steal a honey badger, and so they get caught by the school principal, who is apparently associated with Maxime Lamal. So she calls Maxime Lamal to get him over to. Yeah, she calls Maxime Lamal to she calls him, reveals where Gru's location is, and so, sorry. And so Maxime Lamal goes to Gru's location and they hunt Gru. And yeah, you know what? Yeah, there's no story. Yeah, just based on how I explained it, you can clearly tell there is no story at all to this thing. So yeah, I think everybody who knows me so well knows that Illumination is my arch nemesis of movie studios. Yeah, I have always been an Illumination hater for like many years now, since like even ever since I got my channel, I've always been hating them. Yes, there was a point in time where I thought it was a decent studio, but after probably discussing about Illumination with a friend of mine, an in-person friend of mine in high school back in 2017, I came to the realization that Illumination actually sucks. And the more I think about them, it gets worse and worse and worse from here. And yeah, Illumination is without question my least favorite studio of all time. Yeah, my least favorite anime studio. Yeah, this is the anti-Disney studio. And it really sucks now that people still shill on Illumination, that there are still Illumination shills out there. I mean, and yeah, guys, and they even attack me, yeah. In fact, one of the main reasons why I have a hate base is because I hate Illumination. Guys, it's just my opinion. Yeah, but Frozen, you're only hating Illumination just because you're jealous that they're just as successful as Disney. Partially true, but yeah, partially true, but that's not really the main reason why. Yeah, but yeah, Illumination is an objectively bad studio. This is a studio like, yeah, it is objectively bad, and yeah, the only good movies that they've made though were the first Despicable Me movies. And by the way, if you're gonna ask me what about the Super Mario Bros. Movie, well, it does not feel like an Illumination movie at all. Yeah, sure, it is the best quote unquote Illumination movie, but it's not even good it's not great because of Illumination. I think an Illumination Mario movie will be good, but yeah, I've been trying to tell you all for years now that I've been trying to tell you now that that the real reason why the Mario movie turned out to be great and had people loving the film is because of Nintendo. Yeah, I was even told about this in person, that basically the Nintendo was pushing Illumination to make the movie they wanted. Yeah, Nintendo heavily interfered. So yeah, if Nintendo didn't help out, then Mario movie wouldn't have been as good as it turned out to be. Maybe Mario movie would have been like mediocre at best. Yeah, but thank God Nintendo says for it. So yeah, guys, Mario Bros. Movie is a Nintendo movie, not an Illumination movie. I think the only reason Illumination was involved is just for the merch and all that stuff. Yeah. But yeah, just when you all thought that the Mario movie redeemed Illumination, well, yeah. I mean, people thought that Mario was going to redeem it, but well, I tell you all, no, it did not, because because their next film following Super Mario Bros. Movie, Migration, while it is one of the better Illumination movies, it's still very mediocre and extremely boring. Yeah, yeah, Migration just showed that Illumination doesn't really care. They only, yeah, so yeah, yeah, I mean, at least Migration is beautiful. At least Migration has Illumination's best animation, minus Mario. So there's that. So yeah, at this point, I think Nintendo should buy Illumination now, so that Illumination can make something. Oh, and by the way, Illumination, when is your R-rated version gonna come out? Like, are you actually going to do it? Yeah, I'd love to see your R-rated films. Yeah, yeah, Illumination's the most profitable franchise yet is the Despicable Me films, and I kid you not, this franchise is not only the next Ice Age, but it's honestly dethroned the Ice Age as the most milked franchise ever. Yeah, people say Ice Age is the most milked franchise, but hell no to that. Yeah, yep, hell, yeah, no, because Despicable Me now has 6 films. So 6 films. You know, I like the first 2 films, but Minions is the franchise killer. Yeah, I Minions is just so atrociously bad. It is the worst prequel I have ever seen in my life, and Minions Rise of Gru, while it's not an irredeemable disaster, since there are a few redeeming qualities to it, but technically one, which is Michelle Yeoh's character, Mrs. Chow, I thought she was a badass. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'd now rate the Minions Rise of Gru a 1 out of 5 on reflection. Anyways, yeah, despite Minions Rise of Gru not being the worst, it is by far the most overrated Illumination movie period. And yeah, Harry Thomas's rant, the extreme rant in the movie is far better than the actual movie itself. So yeah, but yeah, when they announced that they were going to make Despicable Me 4, I already hated this movie because let's be real here, why 4 Despicable Me movies? Oh yeah, and also did I tell you that about Despicable Me 3? I almost forgot to mention that. Yeah, Despicable Me 3 was actually my last hope for the franchise because I honestly never liked the Secret Life of Pets and Sig to begin with. I thought like they were, I can see that they were trying to bring Illumination down, but I had this confidence that Despicable Me 3 would bring back Illumination to its former glory, that this would redeem Illumination, it will be good, but oh dear lord, it turned out to be awful. It was actually kind of underwhelming. At first, I said it was underwhelming when I first saw it. Yeah, it's like, it's not bad, but it felt like something was missing. But looking back at it, yeah, it is a total disaster. In fact, on reflection, guys, I honestly think that Despicable Me 3 is the worst Illumination movie I have ever seen in my entire life. Yeah. Yeah, even worse than Sing 2. Yeah, I hate everything about Despicable Me 3. In fact, besides Hop, Despicable Me 3 is Illumination's most hated film. So yeah, good. Yeah, it deserves it because Despicable Me 3, it had no excuse to be this bad. I mean, a third installment in a franchise like Despicable Me could have been something pretty good, but no, instead, it just shows that Illumination isn't even trying anymore. So yeah, Despicable Me 3 was my last straw with seeing Illumination movies in theaters. Yeah, I skipped The Grinch in theaters. I skipped The Secret Life of Pets 2 in theaters. I skipped Minions: The Rise of Gru in theaters. I skipped Migration in theaters. And I skipped yeah, I skipped Migration theaters. Yeah, I did. The only Illumination movie I saw in theaters is the Super Mario Bros. Movie, since I know it was gonna be the good Illumination movie, and I will see the rest of these Illumination Nintendo movies and like moving forward. If I know, only if it's Nintendo, but anything else that is Illumination that doesn't have Nintendo involved, I am not seeing this in theaters. And yes, guys, I did not see Despicable Me 4 in theaters. Yep, that's right, guys. I saw this movie online. And I did go to the cinema yesterday to see a movie that is far, far, far superior to Despicable Me 4 called yeah Inside Out 2, yeah. Sorry if I act like Inside Out 2 was bad, but yeah. Honestly, I was honestly really happy that I got to see Inside Out 2 over Despicable Me 4. Yeah. Because yeah, who asked for Despicable Me 4? Seriously, why are people still interested in these films? Every single sequel that gets announced, people will say, "Oh my god, it's such a cash grab. It's so unnecessary. It's going to kill Hollywood." And yet, these Despicable Me sequels get a pass, and people literally want to see 50 of these films. And yeah, apparently, people say that Despicable Me 4 is going to be like a massive box office smash, and they thought that it was going to be like the highest grossing animated film of the year and one of the highest grossing animated films ever. Yeah, well, turns out, yeah, the box office success that people thought that Despicable Me 4 would have went to Inside Out 2. Yeah, I honestly was praying that Inside Out 2 would make more money than Despicable Me 4. Just when people thought that Despicable Me 4 was going to outgross Inside Out 2 and Inside Out 2 wasn't going to make a billion, I was like one of the rare people who knew that was going to happen. And turns out it did. And based on Despicable Me 4 earning like $27 million at the box office, looks like it's not going to outgross Inside Out 2. Thank God. Oh, and by the way, did I mention that my screening of Inside Out 2 was packed? And looking at the scene map of Despicable Me 4, Inside Out 2 still has the more packed theaters. Thank God people are still smart enough to see Despicable Me 4. Yeah, while there are people who like the Despicable Me 4, and some even went as far as loving it, the people with an actual brain, well, don't worry guys, that's just a satire. I'm not gonna attack anyone, but well, technically but for those who attack me for dreading this movie, I will attack you back. But yeah, I will attack you in this video. But if you're nice to me and you're my friend and you like Despicable Me, please don't think that I'm attacking you directly. I'm only attacking my haters who only hate me just because I hate Illumination. But yeah, anyways. Yeah, I mean, there are shills out there, but the smart people, the people with an actual brain, yeah, they hated this movie. And it got a bad review. It got a negative review on Rotten Tomatoes. Thank God the critics were able to see how atrocious it is. Yeah, I told you this was going to suck. Nobody would listen to me, but I told you so. And yeah, everyone knows that this was my least anticipated movie of 2024. And after seeing Despicable Me 4 for myself online, I gotta say, it sucks. Sorry, I wanted to yell, but my parents might hear me. My dad might hear me. Yeah. So I will still get pissed off on this video, but I'm gonna try my best to not go as far as being letting someone from the house hear me. So yeah. Despicable Me 4 is not only the worst movie of 2024 and the worst Illumination movie, but it is the worst movie I have ever seen in my life. Yes, it's dethroned the Trolls trilogy. I can't believe I'm saying this. It is just embarrassing. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I still hate the Trolls band together. The Trolls movies. I'll still beat the dead horse on them. But seriously, the fact that there was literally a movie that topped the Trolls trilogy as the worst. Oh man, Illumination. You seriously went so far. You should be ashamed of yourself for doing this. Holy crap. I don't know where to begin with this. Yeah, where to start with this one? Yeah, it's just embarrassing. Yeah. There is just so much to hate about this film. Yeah. So yeah, where do I begin? Yeah. Oh, first of all, yeah, let's talk about the plot of this film, because, just like what I explained earlier, there's literally no plot in this movie at all. since it is the fourth film in this cash grab, money grabbing franchise, it's so obvious that Illumination has no idea what to do with this. So basically, yeah, there's no plot in this one. Yeah, Despicable Me 3 may have so much subplot and unnecessary filler in them, but at least there was a main idea. Yeah, the main idea of Despicable Me 3 was that Gru has a long lost twin brother named Drew. It's a terrible plot, but at least it's the main plot. But Despicable Me 4, it doesn't know what it wants to be about. Yeah, it's about Maxime Lamal taking revenge on Gru. It's about Gru and his family being in disguise. It's about uh, it's about the minions being mega minions. It's about Gru like trying to develop his love for Gru Junior, the new baby. Like, but what's the main idea? What kind of story do you want? Like, Illumination, the writers of this film try to juggle far too many ideas, but none of it just comes together. It's so clunky. It's so messy. It feels so non-existent. And yeah, what makes things even worse is that these characters never grow, and this movie itself, like, this movie does nothing to grow its franchise. That's actually one thing you need to do to make a good sequel. Grow your franchise. But, oh, this movie doesn't care about growth. It doesn't care about risk. It only cares about playing it safe and being for the kiddies. Yeah. Yeah, take a look at Inside Out 2, for example. Yeah, I know I've been obsessing about Inside Out 2 on my channel lately, but Inside Out 2 is a film that actually respects its kids, because it doesn't just dumb down or anything. It actually makes kids smarter. It actually has deep themes and layers to it. But at the same time, it still manages to be fun. But Despicable Me 4, it just makes kids dumber. Like, and by the way, this is a kids only movie. I don't care what you guys say. Like, yeah, sure, I will tone down on calling every animated film just for kids, but Despicable Me 4, it deserves it. Yeah, it absolutely deserves it, because yeah, this movie deserves to be called up, and also that's what you guys get for. That's what you guys get for hating on me for hating Illumination, even though it's just my opinion. And yeah, oh yeah, Illumination. What was that? You're never gonna grow up the girls. Yeah, that's basically a sign that Illumination is actually self-aware that they're playing their movies safe, but they actually refuse to actually take risks. They don't want to take risks. All they care about is trying to make the kids watch their films. I mean, at this point, these movies are not movies. They're just freaking commercial on stereotypes. This is just a stereotypical quote unquote movie. Oh, if you can even call this a movie, it's not. Yeah, the animation is awful. This is probably the worst animation I have ever seen in this entire franchise. Like, oh dear lord, like, yeah, the animation, it stinks. Yeah, sure, it's not as bad as films like Food Fight or Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate, but heck, even this, I even say this animation is better than shows band together. But this is it's bland, it's safe, it's uncreative. And yeah, I still defend CG animation. I still don't like that people call CG animation uncreative, but this movie is very uncreative with its animation. It doesn't play itself safe. It's literally just the same as every other Illumination movie, just showing that they don't even want to try to upgrade the animation. And the new designs of this film, oh my goodness, they are horrendous. I mean, they are just awful. I mean, Maxime Lamal's character design, especially when they reveal that he is a cockroach. Oh, his design just makes me sick to my stomach. Yeah, this is horrible. And by the way, Maxime Lamal is the worst villain I have ever seen ever put to film. I mean, he is awful in so many ways. Like, oh my god. And the fact that he actually is revealed to be a cockroach in his body, I mean, my god, it looks like hideous. Like, and it's so like painful to look at. Like, it genuinely makes me want to look away. It genuinely makes me want to look away. And yeah, and also his character arc, oh my god, like, seriously, were the writers so drunk when they decided to write his character motivations and the whole movie in general? Like, so basically the whole reason why Maxime Mall is the whole his whole motivation is that Crew apparently sang the same song as him in the concert and won over Maxime Mall. Also, he similar costume as well. Like, because Gru was similar to Maxime Mall and he won. That's the whole point. Like, wow, totally wow, Illumination. Bravo, bravo! You just made the worst villain motivation ever. Yeah, best villain of the year. Dementor's worst villain of the year. Maxime, who agrees? Unless if you count Anxiety as a villain, I'd say Anxiety is the best villain of the year, by the way. But as like a straight up villain, like an evil person, it's Dementor's from Furiosa. What a pity shame to you all. Like, my god. What else? Oh yeah. Yeah, Maxime. Also, his girlfriend, Valentina, is that her name? Valentina, yeah, she ain't any better. Yeah, she's just there just to be there, but she literally doesn't do anything in this movie. And her design is horrible as well. The voice acting, I'll get to them later. Oh, but you know what? I think it's about time I talk about what I think is the worst the characters in the movie, the Mega Minions. Arrgh. Oh my goodness, these Mega Minions are so cringeworthy. Like, seriously, they're just like rip-offs of they're literally rip-offs of Marvel characters. I mean, you got like Mr. Fantastic rip-off, you got the Thing rip-off, you got the Cyclops rip-off, like, yeah, even a Spider-Man rip-off, believe it or not. Yeah, I mean, the Mega Minions are the worst characters in the film. I mean, it's not like I like the Minions in general. I mean, even the Minions in this movie who didn't become the Mega Minions, they did not do anything in this movie. They were clearly they're just for toys, just because of course people will go see them just for the Minions and the Minions only. I mean, yeah, imagine a Despicable Me movie without the Minions. I mean, would that make as much money as a Despicable Me movie with the Minions? And don't tell me, oh, you can't have Despicable Me movies without the Minions. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, just be quiet. Yeah, just shut up if you're gonna say that. Yeah, and also that scene when the Minions would go around town to help people, but then they were like wreaking havoc. That scene just made me cringe, and especially that scene where they ripped off Spider-Man 2. Like, we see like this minion like literally swinging in the air, and like trying to save a train, and literally doing that iconic Spider-Man 2 shot. Like oh, bro thinks it's Spider-Man 2. Seriously, yeah. Yeah, the Mega Minions are the worst team. They make the Fantastic Four team from Fan Force 2015 look like the Avengers in comparison. Yeah. What a pity shame for them. Yeah, it is honestly an insult to superheroes in general. Holy shit, man. What else is there? Oh yeah. Did I mention as well that the Mega Minions only had 3 screen times in this film? Like, somewhere within like the 30-minute mark, or when they they did the when with like the experiment of turning regular minions into the Mega Minions. The second time with like the wrecking havoc, and then the third time where they just showed up out of nowhere to like run over Maxine them all, and that's it. Oh yeah, they did appear in the ending too, but I mean, what was the point of them? Oh, I know. To sell toys. That's the only reason why This movie featured the Mega Minions to sell toys. That's it. No reason, no other reason whatsoever. Yeah, and oh yeah, Poppy is terrible in this one too. I get why there are people who say that Poppy is horrible. Yeah, she's basically Riley done wrong. I mean, when it comes to these characters with braces, yeah, any day over give me Riley any day over over Poppy. Ugh. Yeah, and yeah, also yeah, and Poppy doesn't even do anything in this film. She served no purpose to the story. Yeah, she doesn't do anything in this film. My God, what a waste. Yeah, and also Gru Jr. Oh my God, yeah, yeah. Gru Jr. Is a now. Okay, I will admit though, Gru Jr. wasn't as much of a Jack ripoff as I expected, and I will admit that this movie isn't as much of an Incredibles 2 ripoff as I thought, but still, Gru Jr. is probably the most annoying baby I have ever seen put on film. Seriously, yeah, he's so annoying. I mean, why does Gru Jr. hate Gru? Oh, the movie doesn't even bother explaining it. He doesn't hate it. The only reason Gru Jr. hates Gru is so that it's just to make way for this emotionally heartwarming and like emotionally and heartwarmingly manipulative scene in the climax when Gru has this emotional talk with his Gru and like telling him how much he loves him. Oh, and by the way, that final battle might be the worst final battle I have ever seen put to film. Maybe the worst action scene put to film. I will give Despicable Me 3 this. Despite I hate the final battle, at least that film tried to have stakes to it, like with Balthazar Brand like causing destruction in the city and like damages. At least it tried to be massive in scale, even though I hate it. But here the final battle is so small in scale. Yeah. The final battle is so tiny in scale. It's so anticlimactic. Like it literally goes on for far too quick. Far too quick. Yeah. And what's worse is that it rips off both How to Train Your Dragon 2 and Incredibles. The part where the Incredibles part is basically when just Maxime Lamal kidnapping Gru Jr. just like how Syndrome kidnapped Jack and also Gru Jr. Remember how Jack was the one who defeated Syndrome in The Incredibles? Yeah, in this film, it was Gru Jr. who actually defeated Maxime Lamal. Yeah, what shocking. And as for the How to Train Your Dragon 2 bit, yeah, remember in How to Train Dragon 2 when Drago Bloodfist brainwashed Toothless to be on his side and try and kill Hiccup, but then Hiccup would have this emotional talk with Toothless saying, "I'm right here, bud. Please come back to me. I'm your best friend." Like he literally tried to have this heartwarming talk with Toothless, which made him turn back to Gru. Well, basically that's what they did in Despicable Me 4. Maxime like turns Gru Jr. Like with his side, he literally turns Gru Jr. into a cockroach, and I gotta say, Gru Jr. is a cockroach. It's even more disgusting and disturbing than Maxime Lamal as a cockroach. Like, why? Yeah, Gru Jr. attacks Gru, but then Gru would suddenly have this quote unquote manipulative talk with this with Gru Jr. that thinks it's emotional, but actually it's not. And Gru Jr. like literally defeats Maxime Lamal. Yeah. Oh my God. Totally original there. Illumination. And the voice acting isn't even better either. I mean it's bad enough for the leads like Steve Carell and Kristen Wiig, but the newcomers, they are a colossal embarrassment. Like Will Ferrell, you were in Will Ferrell. I mean, this is how you follow up your my favorite role from you, which is the Mattel CEO from Barbie. Yeah, guys, the Mattel CEO is my favorite Will Ferrell role, and yet he squanders his follow up with this film. Like seriously, Will Ferrell like did not fit as the voice. Like you can clearly tell. Joey King as well. Joey King, you were Prince from Bullet Train. What are you doing? I mean, I thought that Joey King would be tolerable, but nope. I mean, even her voice is awful. Yeah, this is Joey King's worst performance yet. Yeah, and also Sofia Vergara as well. I mean, not like I like the Sofia Vergara's previous films. Like 90% of the only Sofia Vergara role in media that I like is Modern Family. Like that's it. But yeah, Sofia Vergara, please stick to AGT. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Sofia Vergara in America's Got Talent. In fact, she's actually my favorite judge in the show. But I mean, but if this is her career going back, if she thinks that she can get back to acting, Sofia Vergara, please stick to working for AGT. Like, you're better off being a judge in AGT than acting in garbage like this film right here. Yeah. Oh yeah, and what else do I have to say? Oh, and yeah, let's talk about the worst scene in the film. And yeah, this is my final point, by the way. The worst scene in the film, the ending. Oh my goodness. This has got to be the worst ending I have ever seen put to film. This ending is disgraceful. You wanna know how the movie ends? Okay, I'll tell you. Yeah, honestly, who cares about spoilers? I mean, you deserve to get spoiled as well. So basically, the film ends with Gru making peace with Maxime Lemal in prison. And apparently, they agreed on that the best way to make peace with each other is a singing competition. Yeah. And apparently, yeah, they both sing "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" together. And oh my god, their singing of "Everybody Wants to Rule the World" is so cringeworthy. It makes my ears bleed. Like, I literally muted the, like, when they were like during the song, like, I actually lowered the volume to like a minimum because it actually like bleeds my ears. It's so like why did they have to ruin a great song? I was actually a fan of Everybody Wants to Rule the World, but this movie just ruined it. And yeah, why I'm not a fan of Josh Gad singing that same song in Pixels, I think I like it now after listening to that horrendous song. I'm serious when I say I used to not like Josh Gad singing Everybody Wants to Rule the World Pixels, but now I like it now. Yeah. So thanks Illumination for making me like something else in Pixels. Oh, by the way, Pixels is I still like Pixels. Yeah, I think it's a guilty pleasure, and one of Happy Madison's best films. So yeah. But if there's anything even worse than the singing, the worst thing about the ending is that they brought back all of the villains from the previous Despicable Me and Minions films. Vector, Perkins, Elma Cho, Scarlet Overkill, Bell Bottom, the Balthazar Brat. Like, why? Like, they died. Oh yeah, also the entire Vicious Six and Minions Rescue Group. Why? I mean, like, they were just I actually knew about this before seeing it, but I thought that the movie would attempt to give us a reason as to why they were there. But nope, they were there just for the sake of cameos. Yeah, for no reason. I mean, wasn't Vector in the moon? And that short film, Moon, does still imply that Vector was still in the moon all these years and never went back to Earth. Elma Cho died in Despicable Me 2. I mean, Scarlet Overkill and Bell Bottom and the Vicious Six would have been far too old. Like, why do they still look young? And Balthazar Brat, what? How was he defeated again? Yes, but seriously, why bring it back? It's so stupid. People complain about Deadpool and Wolverine having cameos, and people complain about the cameos in the MCU movie, yet they don't complain about the cameos in this film. And also, and by the way, yeah, people say the cameos in people say when it comes to the movies that bring back the villains from previous films for a short period of time, People say they did it in this film better than Kung Fu Panda 4. Well, bullshit. Despicable, at least Kung Fu Panda 4 tried to do something with the villains, and their return actually makes sense. But in Despicable Me 4, yeah, like it was just there for the sake of fan service, and people fell for that crap. Oh my dear God. So yeah, what can I say about Despicable Me 4 overall? Yeah, is there anything I liked in this film? Well, I will say this. I like Poppy's voice, singing voice in Everyone Wants to Rule the World. I think Joey King has a gorgeous singing voice. Even though Poppy's singing part in that song was only for like 1 second. But that's it. I mean, that has nothing to do with the rest of the film, with the film quality, and does not change the fact that Despicable Me 4 is the worst movie I have ever seen. Yes, it's even worse than the Trolls franchise, yeah. And yes, it's even worse than Megamind 2. This movie makes Megamind 2 look like Frozen 2 in comparison. And it makes the Trolls trilogy look like the Lord of the Rings trilogy in comparison. Seriously. Screw you, Illumination. Screw you for this. You ruined everything. You ruined film. You ruined everything I love about film. I mean, yeah, I hope you're happy, Illumination. You make me sick. I hate you all, Illumination. I hate you all. I hate every single one of you who work for the film. Maybe in real life you're good, you're like nice people, but as like filmmakers, okay, well, I'm not gonna go as far as say I want them fired, but still, I hate you all. Yeah, and screw you. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say I hate the voice actors because they all have potential. They all have a potential here, except for Sofia Vergara, who should stick to AGT for the rest of her career. Stick to working with AGT, but still, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, please, guys, do me a favor. Watch Inside Out 2 instead. Don't watch this film. Heck, what? If you want to see a movie and you don't feel like watching Inside Out 2 again, just wait for Deadpool and Wolverine. Why don't you buy your tickets for that? Yeah, that's a lot better. Oh, yeah, seriously, guys. But seriously, please do not watch this movie. Yeah, but I don't think anyone's gonna listen, so what's the point of saying that? So yeah, with that said, I'm going to give Despicable Me 4, of course, 0 stars out of 5. Woo! Woo! That's better. So yeah, guys. That's all for my extreme epic rant on Despicable Me 4. Yes, guys, I will do an extreme rant and extreme epic rants moving forward, and I don't care what anyone else says. You're not gonna stop me. So yeah, that's all for it. Yeah. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the film? If you have seen it, please tell me you hate the film. Please tell me. Yeah. And guys, by the way, do not bash my opinion on this film. If you do, I will freaking delete your comment, yeah, and maybe block you. So yeah, comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for a much more positive review as I review Logan, yeah, which is the complete opposite of this film, thank God. So yeah, bye guys.